Hey, what's up you guys? It's Tyler. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I have a story time video because I don't know. Apparently people are just... Dude, this past couple weeks people have been insane. I work at a pet store, in case you didn't know that. I have a whole playlist of crazy customers if you want to watch the rest of them. But this one, if you don't know anything about fish, I'm going to give you a tiny bit of backstory. Basically, you need water conditioner. You have to add it to the water so that the chlorine doesn't kill the fish. If you put the fish in the water with the chlorine, it essentially burns their body until they die. So yeah, you need water conditioner, and then also a bacteria starter, whatever. But anyways, this family, it's a mom, a dad, and 2 or 3 kids. I don't remember. It was 2 kids. Yes, 2 boys. Not that it matters, but just setting the scene because I'm annoying. She said she needed help with fish. I don't know if I asked her if she needed help or if she came to me first, but anyways, I was like, yeah, do you have the tank at home? What size tank do you have? And she's like, it's a 10 gallon. And I'm like, okay, do you have any other fish in there? And she's like, no, it's a new tank, just got it yesterday. And I'm like, okay. These are questions that I ask because it's part of my job. If I don't ask questions, then I'm not doing my job. Just so you know, if you're buying animals and somebody is asking you questions, it's my fucking job, bro. Hello. But yeah, I asked, what size tank do you have? Do you have any fish in there right now? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, it's a new tank, red flag, you just got it yesterday. You really shouldn't do that. If you're gonna do it, fine, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm never gonna recommend doing that. But I was like, what chemicals did you add to the tank? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, did you add water conditioner? Did you have a bacteria starter? And she's like, yeah, I got what I needed. I don't know what it looks like. And I'm like, okay, can you show me what you got? Just because I want to know what you have. You don't, I don't want your fish to die. I'm asking these questions because I want to make sure that you're good and that your fish don't die. I don't want the fish to die. I don't want you to be unhappy, okay? I'm trying my best. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help the fish. I'm trying to help me, okay? But yeah, I head over to the chemical section where all the chemicals are for the fish tanks, and I'm like, did you get this one? And I point at the water conditioner, and she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, there's other water conditioners out there, so hopefully she'll just find which one that she got, and then it'll be fine. But then she pointed at the quick start, and I was like, is that all that you got? You don't have water conditioner? And she's like, no, the lady at Interlocation here, it's another pet store, same pet store, different location. The lady at blank said that I only needed this. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if you don't have any chlorine in your water, you don't have to worry about it. So I mean, you don't have to get it, but I recommend it. If you do have chlorine in your water, the fish are probably gonna die. And she's like, no, the lady at this location, she keeps repeating this. I'm not repeating it to be annoying. She literally kept doing this. She was like, the lady at blank location said I only needed this. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you don't have to get it, but I am gonna recommend that you get it because, again, I like saying, if there's chlorine in your water, your fish are probably gonna die. And she's like, no, I don't understand why you're trying to get me to spend all my money on this stuff. That's not what the lady at Interlocation said. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you don't have to get it. What you got is really good. I'm glad that you got it. She knew something, obviously. I didn't say that, but I was like, yeah, I'm glad that you got that. That is a good product to have, I guess. Not the best, but good. Okay, moving on. You don't have to get this water conditioner. I'm recommending it. I'm trying to help you. And she's like, no, she said that's all I need. No, you're wrong. That can't be right. I can't trust you and this lady. Who am I supposed to believe right now? And I'm like, dude, I mean, you don't have to get it. I'm just trying to help you. In my head, I'm like, lady, what is wrong with you? You're screaming. She's screaming this, by the way. Why are you screaming at me? Because the lady at another location said something different. and then you don't know who to trust. Like, you don't have to trust me. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. But she did not want to listen to me. So she goes on like ranting again, saying like this lady at the location literally handed me this, and like that was it. Like, she said that's all I needed. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to get it. That's fine. It's okay. And she's like, I'm not leaving here without fish. And I'm like, you can get your fish. Like, I'm not gonna not sell you fish. You can leave with fish here today. And she's like, I'm not leaving without fish. My 7-year-old son is not going to leave without fish. He's not gonna leave crying here today. And I'm like, yeah, you can get your fish. Like, that's fine. She keeps like saying this stuff over and over and over. Like, I'm not leaving without fish. And I'm like, you can get your fish. I will give you your fish. Bitch, I don't fucking care at this point. If you want your fish, I'll get you your fish. They're probably gonna die. I didn't say that, obviously, because I don't want to get fired. But, like, I'm telling you, I will get you your fish. Why do you keep acting like I'm not gonna get you the fish that you want? Like, hello? Anyways, she got to the point where she was really mad. By the way, none of the other people in the family are speaking to me. They're literally just watching me and watching like the mom and like looking mainly at me, because they're just like no reaction to what's happening whatsoever. This grown man is gonna let this grown woman yell at me, a 20-year-old. She's gonna yell at me. This guy's walking around with a fucking fishing pole, taller than him. You're gonna let your wife scream at me in front of your 2 children. What? Not that she should be acting that way by herself. She should control herself and not be screaming at me in front of her 2 kids. But the fact that he said nothing was kind of aggravating. But yeah, she was like done with the conversation. She was like, no, like, I'm too mad. I can't deal with this right now. And I'm like, okay. So I walk away. There's other people like looking at fish, so I asked them if they need help. I'm helping other people like getting crickets and blah blah blah, getting fish, whatever. And I see them, they're Googling on their phones, like, do I need water conditioner? Like, do I need this? Do I need that? I see them because I see their phones. Like, I see a fish and a water conditioning bottle thing on their screen. And they're also picking up almost every single bottle, like the chemicals. They're reading almost every single bottle. They're reading it, they're putting it back, they're grabbing another one, reading it, putting it back. It's like, prove me right. Like, please find out on Google. Please read it. Like, go ahead, please read it. I know I'm right. I know I'm stubborn. I feel like I'm always right. Not really, but I know what I'm talking about most of the time. Am I always right? No, but I try. Like, I try. I know what I'm talking about with this specifically. I know. But anyways, they're Googling. It's been about, I would say like 10 minutes, but it might have been like 7. I don't know. But like, there were no more people that like needed help. And I didn't want to leave the area because I didn't want them to get mad that I like walked away and like refused to help them, even though they literally stopped the conversation because she was too angry to speak with me anymore. But anyways, I went up to them again. I was hesitating. I'm anxious. I'm an anxious person. I'm scared. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, should I go up to them? Should I like walk away and do something else? I'm trying to like stay close to them so they don't get mad at me for like leaving and like report me or something for not being helpful. I don't know. So I go up to them and I'm like, hey, are y'all still thinking? Do you have any more questions or anything I can help you with? And she's like, yeah, actually. So it says here on this bottle, she holds up the bottle of the Quick Start, which is the thing that she bought, by the way. And she's like, it says right here that we need water conditioner. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. I just said yes. But in my mind, I'm like, what the hell have you been listening to me for? Why did you scream at me? That's what I've been saying this whole time. And you're gonna point it out to me on the bottle. What is wrong with you? Lady, what is wrong with you? You were screaming at me, telling me that I'm wrong, and that the Southside lady said this and this. and that I must be wrong because I'm trying to sell you stuff. I don't make money off of what you buy. I don't make commission. So I'm not trying to sell you things. I will tell you to find things elsewhere because it's cheaper. If I know that it's cheaper, obviously. I'm not going to tell you go check on Amazon because it's cheaper. But like, I'm trying to help you. Listen, I'm on a budget. I don't get paid very much. I know. I want to save money too. I'm not trying to sell you things that you don't need or that aren't going to help you. Anyway, she's like, it says on this bottle that we need water conditioner. I'm like, yes. Yeah. And she's like, you should have showed me that. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I did tell you that you needed a water conditioner. And she was like, no, but you should have shown me this bottle right here where it says that blah blah blah, in addition to quick start, please get water conditioner or something. And I was like, I did tell you that you needed water conditioner. And she was like, no, like, again, you should have showed me. You could have shown me this the whole time. And I'm like, okay, I apologize that like I went about it the wrong way, but I did tell you that you needed water conditioner. And that was a little attitude-y of me. I'm gonna say that was risky. But I try to be nice. I do. But it's like at some point after you just screamed at me, the whole first part of this conversation was probably like 15 minutes of her screaming at me about the other location being wrong. That was a long time to get yelled at. And then she's yelling at me again. This time she's a little more calm. She's being very condescending. She's talking to me like I'm a child at this point. She's like, you should have shown me this. Like, you're incorrect because you didn't show me this bottle. Like, you should have done it this way and this way and this way. It's like, I literally told you what you needed and why. But, like, okay. I didn't even know it was on the bottle. So I've learned something from this. Is that it's on the bottle. It says you need the fucking water conditioner. So, welcome to learning. I've learned one thing, maybe two, is that I freaking hate people. Entitled people. With live animals. Weird. But yeah. I was like, yeah, I apologize. I realized that was like the wrong way to go about it. No, it wasn't. I don't think so. I don't think that was the wrong way for me to go about it. Like, I literally told you what you needed. Anyways, that went on for a little bit. Like, she was like, you should have told me. And I'm like, we keep like going in this circle where it's like, I'm sorry, like I did tell you. And she's like, meh, 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 meh. But yeah, that kept going on. But we moved on the conversation. She's like, you're like, this was just an inappropriate way to handle the situation, and we just like moved on. And she's like, well, how many fish can I get? And I'm like, what kind of fish do you want? Like, you have a 10-gallon tank, it's pretty small. I didn't say that. I said, what kind of fish do you want? But like, you can't do much with a 10-gallon tank, to be honest with you. But anyways, we walk over to the fish, and the kid is like picking out different fish. He wants glowfish tetras and guppies and neon tetras. And I'm like, honestly, I was so scared to say this because she was screaming at me for a whole, at this point, maybe like 25-30 minutes, like just screaming at me for nothing, treating me like a fucking trash can, just screaming at me for nothing. Like, I'm being useful. Hello, I'm trying to help you, but like, whatever. Anyways, we look at the fishies, and I'm like, I would not mix all of them together in a 10-gallon tank. I would stick with either the neons or the guppies or the glowfish because of blah blah blah, and I give all my reasons. And she's like, okay, what about if I mix the glowfish with the neons? And I'm like, again, I wouldn't recommend it because of blah 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 blah. And she listens, and then she's like, okay, well, we really want the glowfish tetras. And I'm like, okay, how many do you want to get? And she's like, 7. And I'm like, whoa, if you want to get 7, you can. Again, I'm so scared to like talk to this lady because she's just screamed at me for so long. I was so scared. I was like, I don't recommend doing that many in a 10-gallon tank. You can get them if you want. It's just going to be more maintenance because there's more fish, there's more waste. And she's like, okay, how many would you do? And I said like 3 I think I said 4 to 5 max. That's what I usually say. But that's opinion, kind of. I don't know. But yeah, like 4 to 5 max. I would not do 4. I would not do 5. Personally, I wouldn't put tetras in a 10-gallon tank. But just like, if you want them, get them. Go ahead. I'm tired of this. Like, just get your fucking fish and leave. Anyways, we had that whole conversation. This time it's winding down. It's calm. She's listening to me. She's grabbing her fish. Asking her kids like which fish they want, because I want it to be like fun. Like, they just witnessed their mom scream at me for 30 minutes. I just want it to be fun and nice. And she's like, I don't want these fish to die. I can't have these fish die. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, fish are hard work. I have fish too. Just whatever. And she's like, how often do I have to clean it? And I'm like, every week. You're not gonna do like a ton of maintenance on it, just like a little bit of a water change with the gravel vacuum. Every other week, really. And she's like, oh my god, the lady at Interlocation said once every month or 2 months. And I'm like, oh, I mean, you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it for like a new tank, just because there's a lot of bacteria build up in like the first little bit. But I mean, if you want to do it, you can. I would do it every other week, every week if it needs it, really. And she's like, these fish are going to die. I don't want to get these fish. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, do you want these fish or not? Like, did we just have this conversation for nothing? Anyways, she's asking me like how to clean the tank, what to do with her pH, how to test her water, like what the nitrate means, what the nitrite means, what the ammonia means, what the chlorine means, what the alkalinity means. And I'm like telling her all these things, and she's listening, and she's like, I can't take care of these fish are gonna die. And I'm like, okay. Anyways, they left with their fish. They left very happy. That was the end of my crazy story time. It ended nice, but holy crap, I felt literally exhausted. Somebody's coming out to my car. I just like getting screamed at for 30 minutes is just not my vibe, like in my workspace, and then getting interrupted by like other customers because I had to help them too. And then I'm just like really anxious. I was shaking the first time that she like started yelling at me. I was like shaking, like it was not good. But anyways, what I learned is that Quick Start, the bottle says that you need water conditioner. That's what I've learned. Have I learned that also I don't have very much faith in humanity? Yes, but maybe that'll come back. I don't know, but at least I've learned one thing for sure. I'm going to go to work now and read my book in the parking lot before I clock in. But I'll see y'all next week, unless something happens. If you want to stay updated, follow me on Instagram, because if I miss an update, if I miss a video, you'll know about it there. Anyways, bye. I'll see y'all next time.